Hello,
Uh,
hello, hello. We Oh, there
hey.
we are. I'm sorry. I forgot Marion got fancy on us and did that beautiful little intro thing, and I was just chalking away. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm so
Yes,
excited. This show is going to be so much fun
I
today.
can tell. She's really excited tonight.
I
Woohoo!
am I'm geared up. But anyway, this is the Wisdom Chat for the Curious show. And I'm Lady Lou, the baby boomer babe. And that up on that top row there is Marion LaSalle.
Excuse me just a minute, please. I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry about?
We've got some problems.
Oh, what? Did we lose our lady?
Somebody has somebody has YouTube or Facebook open. Somebody has YouTube or Facebook open.
Let me just check. I don't think I do, but let me just check. Okay, I do. Hold on. Let me turn that off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Oh yes. Whew.
Oh, good, 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 good. We, sometimes we have these little challenges, but we get through them. That Marion knows this technology. I'm so happy with her. But anyway, Marion, say hello.
Well, hello and welcome to the Wisdom Chats for the Curious. If you didn't hear it through all that commotion, we're here every Tuesday night and we have a wonderful show rearing to go for you. We have a special guest. This is Beth Carpenter and my co-host, Lady Lou.
I'm here and excited, so excited to be here. And Beth is part of the Wellness Expo that we have spoken about several times on different shows here on our channel, if you will. And Beth is a naturopathic doctor, a healer, a Reiki 2, I think it was 2, and an intuitive. And I mean, her list of credentials was this long on her website. So you got to go check her out. She is so brilliant. And just the little conversation we had before the show, we fell in love with her. She is so sweet. Say hello to the audience, Beth Carpenter.
Hola, all you beautiful people.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Hola.
Oh, how
Hola.
wonderful. So basically, what we're going to talk about tonight will be overall health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. We're going to kind of touch a little bit on all of them. So, Beth, may I ask you a question,
Yes,
please?
ma'am.
How did you get started in the healing profession? I was reading on your website about that. Share that with our audience.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty interesting journey. You know, when you're in school and they have career day, what I do was not on the list. All right. But at a very young age, I was told that I was going through a 4-stage cancer experience with poorly differentiated small cell lymphoma. And I was told I'd never see 24.
Oh,
And I'm 60, just as an FYI. And so anyhow, that really started my journey. I combined both allopathic and natural medicine. And through that, I later then became a naturopathic doctor. And I've studied everything within that plant-based medicine realm and energy medicine realm. And I do that annually as well.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful story. And we're so glad that you were spared because we need you. Well,
Yeah.
yes. Do you have a question for Beth, Marion?
I sure do. How did you know, Lady Lou?
I figured.
So I have a friend, and hopefully she's in the audience tonight, who has been very curious about what's going on with her. So she described her symptoms to me, and it didn't sound like the coronavirus. So we were both wondering if you could give us some idea of what you think it might be. So she said she had what she called foggy brain, and it was so bad she couldn't think well enough to do anything. She literally, for the last week, has been down. She can't remember much. She's just foggy. And she had a very sharp pain, or she didn't say sharp. I should tell you exactly how she said it. She said she had a hard pain on her left side, in her shoulder area mostly. And this is a woman that, takes really good care of herself. And to me, she's a lot healthier than most people I know. And so my first thought, of course, is has this something to do with the coronavirus?
It has more to do with the anxiety of the coronavirus and the isolation. All right.
Oh.
And then on top of that, more people are just staying stationary. They're sitting more. What that's creating in the body is called static chi, which means the blood is not circulating. And if the blood's not circulating very well, neither is the lymph.
Oh, the lymph.
Yeah, the lymphatic system, and it's actually super important to keep the lymphatic system really clean right now and really, really strong. One of my favorite herbs to use, and it's hard to find, in mountainroseherbs.com carries it, and it's called Cleavers. Cleavers. And it's like the #1 herb for keeping the lymphatic system moving, which is super, super important right now.
Tell me again.
Cleavers.
I've not heard of that one. That's marvelous.
I know. Well, here's the thing. Some herbs become famous and some don't.
A famous herb. I love that.
Did I spell it right?
You did. Excellent.
And you said we could get it at a website that you know of?
Yeah, it's called Mountain Rose Herbs. And the last I heard, they've had so many people ordering from their site, they've had to hold off on taking any more orders at the moment. So just check their site. And when I order it, I always order a pound. And it just tastes like a regular tea, which is nice. Sometimes, the herbs you get, you can go, whew, that's a nasty one. But it's really just like a regular tea. It's awesome.
Okay, so it comes in a powder, like a granulated or something tea, leaves or something like that, a powder type
Yeah,
thing.
it's dried leaves.
Dried leaves.
The other thing that actually can help, because it really targets the head area and breaking up mucus in the head, which would also help with targeting that lymphatic system, is called serapeptase.
Spell it for me.
SERAPEPTASE.
Wow.
They have one that's 40,000 IUs, and there's one that's 120,000 IUs. And just taking, that looks good. You got the spelling good. And it'll break down that unwanted protein in our sinuses and our head and stuff.
Well, that might even help those who have allergies in this spring. They've been horrible.
Yes, absolutely.
Now
Perfect.
it's a capsule or a liquid?
It is a capsule.
A capsule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to tell my nephew, he suffers from allergies. Thank you.
I think everybody this time of year has something going on in here because of all the pollen and everything that we got falling off the trees,
That's true, Marian. And here's the interesting thing is people are sneezing and coughing and stuff because of allergens in this area. But then people are afraid.
Because like, don't cough on me. Oh my God, don't sneeze on me.
It's allergies, not corona.
Yeah, I'm not deadly.
Right.
Oh, I love that. Well, is there something else that we might need to know about that you know about that would help all of us in this time of isolation?
Yes,
we need stuff that's going to calm us down. Like you said, we had some anxiety. Right?
So even like your friend that had the chest pain on the left side, kind of the shoulder, chest area, that part is the anxiety part.
Oh.
All right. Okay. And so I always think people ought to have a list of things to keep naturally around to help with anxiety. So from the anxiety standpoint, kava, unless somebody has like a fatty liver, maybe not use that. But there's a lot of herbal remedies and homeopathics that say for calming. Chamomile tea would be good.
Yes.
CBD would be helpful as well.
What's
And
CBD?
CBD.
Where have you been?
You're
As in dog.
CBD, not
Yeah.
CBD. CBD, the hemp oil.
Yes.
Gotcha. We know about that one.
Yeah, there's been a few days I felt the tension and the anxiety of the moment. I'm like, I'm going through my CBD too fast.
And thank God it's legal now. That's the best part.
I know.
So I wanted to take a short break here and let everyone know that we are live. We're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. So if you have a question for Beth Carpenter, let us know. We're here until 7:45, and that's Central Time. It's from 7 to 7:45. Now, if you miss us live and you're listening to us on a replay or on the podcast, don't worry. You can always put your comments down below. We'll make sure that Beth gets this question so she can answer it for you. So one of the things that Lady Lou was telling us earlier is that one of the reasons why we even met Beth is because of the Wellness Expo that's been running for, 25 years in Dallas, and they're coming to Houston. Now, of course, they've had to push the date back because of what's going on, but it's still going to happen. It hasn't been canceled, just pushed back a little bit. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about how you've been involved in this Wellness Expo and how that can affect us here in Houston?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've never been, so we don't know.
I actually have been to almost every single event as a vendor with Tony Felicia from the beginning. I might have missed 2 years off and on through, but I was with them from the get-go. And I just really, really, really love what they're doing to help us. You know, they're setting this up for us vendors, you know, because everything, I had 5 shows, 5 weekends in a row. Guess what? They've all been rescheduled.
Yes.
You know, so they're going the extra mile, and the other promoters that I've seen on for other shows are not doing this extra stuff that Tony and Felicia are doing, because it's just fabulous that they've asked you beautiful ladies to do all this. Thank you.
We're happy to do it.
Oh,
Thank
we're
you.
very happy. We, Lady Lou and I both have the same vision. We want to help people, and whatever that means. So right now, people want information. They want to be healthy. They want the natural cures and things that we can do to keep our immune system up, and to, you know, have some place to go that's fun and laugh and just have a good time. So we're all about that, and bringing people like you on, Beth, is exactly what our vision was.
Oh,
good.
Yeah. We're
Thank
tickled. And I'll tell you, the show in Houston, the Wellness Expo in Houston, is actually at the Lone Star Convention Center in Conroe, which is down the street from me. And it has been scheduled for September 5th and 6th. Just to put that on your schedule, and good Lord willing, we'll all be there, because Marion and I are planning to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You be there. We can't wait to meet you in person.
Thank you.
Well, tell us something else that maybe would help folks while they're isolated and feeling blue and all that kind of stuff.
Boy, there's a lot of that. There really is. I will tell you, where do I start? I want to say so many things, trying to say it all at one time. One of the things that will help you understand in the simplest of terms what the coronavirus is, Greg Braden, who is an amazing scientist and has written a number of spiritual books, has a beautiful video on YouTube that says fact or fiction, right, on the coronavirus. It's very, very simple to understand. And at the end of it, you know what to do. And what he had in there on part of it, I had been telling people, you've got to boost your immune system, right? You've got to increase your vitamin C. Don't try any detox or fasting or cleansing at this time, because that weakens your immune system.
Oh,
all
my.
right. So if you're doing 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C, you can get those little packets like Emergency Trace Minerals.
That's what I do. I do that twice a day.
Perfect. That's, that is absolutely crucial. And then take something to boost the immune system. I'll tell you what my favorites are. And I know there's other good things out there too, but there's a company called Herbs Etc. and they have a product called Deep Health. And it combines the medicinal mushrooms with adaptogens. Adaptogens shield our body from stress. And what are we being bombarded with is with stress right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then the other one that is a very similar formula is through Host Defense. I really like Dr. Paul Stamets' formulas because on both these companies, the consistency and quality and potency and absorbability is right on. And in Host Defense, the one I like is called My Community. And it also has a blend of the medicinal mushrooms with some adaptogens in there as well.
Wow. I got to get going and get some of this stuff.
Yes, I was just going to say, okay, so I know that people are freaking out right now because they're driving down the road and they can't write any of this down. So just calm down. Don't worry. I'm going to make sure that Beth gives me a detail of what it is she's recommending for us, because I want to be able to put it down in the description down below in not only YouTube, but also on Facebook and also on our podcast description. So don't worry. Okay. We're going to make sure, because I'm nervous. I'm like, wait, I got to write that down. Hold on. Okay. We've got some questions. Let's take a quick pause and answer some of the questions that are coming in. Okay. All right. So we have Mary Shin.
Love you, Mary.
Yeah. And she says, what do you use for a tooth that sprung a sensitives to cold and heat? I don't think she quite typed that right, but I think we get the gist.
Okay. Well, the dental offices are closed right now, obviously. But working with certain essential oils would help to actually numb that area so you're not as aware of it. Most people are very familiar with cloves oil. As a cloves oil is actually considered a hot oil, so don't get it near your eyes or your nose, but it helps in numbing around a tooth. The other one that can help is marjoram essential oil. Very interesting. It can help too.
Oh, did you catch that, Mary?
Marjoram.
Okay. All right. She's got it. Okay. So now we have another question.
Yes.
And this one is from Karen. She says, how did Beth get through her cancer treatment?
Good one.
That's a very long story, to tell you the truth. And I actually have a book out on it called The Strength of the Spirit, because combining both allopathic and natural medicine, I had to find an oncologist that was believing and acceptable of alternative as well. And some of the tricks that I actually I learned from doctors when I went out to Stanford for a bone marrow transplant in 1992. And so I got used to recording. They always said, record when you go into a doctor's office because you won't remember everything. And so, that's what I did. But the funny thing is, when I tell my clients to record when they go into their doctor's office, the doctor's like, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like, I need to remember. And it makes sure that they keep in line with what they need to do without kind of pulling out that pressure of making you worry and panic about something as well, which is super, super important.
Yes.
Okay. And because it was a very, very long journey. And there was a few moments in there I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. But often the angels would come to me in my dreams and they would tell me, how I was doing. And so from them, I actually knew I was going to be okay, but there was a lot of really hairy moments.
Oh, but you made it. That's what
I made it. And I'm living proof that anybody can get through it, because there were so many tumors in my body. They were in every single internal organ. They couldn't even count them all.
Oh, and
Mhm.
here you are 30 years later or whatever.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
God is good. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there.
God is very good.
So
Oh.
Karen also has a question about what you eat. She said, "What kind of food do you eat? Meat, vegetables, dairy?"
No dairy whatsoever, no meat. I am a vegetarian. I occasionally do eat some eggs, and that's like, okay. And like twice a year, I'll make a dairy-free clam chowder. I give it out at Christmas. And because clams during a certain time of the year have a lot of calcium in it. So everything I consume, I see based on the nutrition of it as well.
Well,
Let's
that's good.
dive into that a little bit because I
Okay.
know somebody who's addicted to dairy.
Ooh. Me?
And I've tried to get her off of it and it's not going to work. And so I thought, well, maybe if she realized why you're not supposed to eat it or drink it.
Dairy is probably the hardest thing for almost everybody to get off of because it was so ingrained in us that this is where we got our calcium. It was a comfort food, we had our milkshakes, all kinds of stuff. But in healthy eating, natural eating, the cheeses of alternative cheeses has gotten way better. I can promise you, when I first became a vegetarian, the fake cheese was kind of like plastic. It was disgusting.
It's like, why are you calling this cheese, right?
I know. So it's much easier to be healthier and move past that. Now there's so many alternative milks. And I'd say try different ones. There's great alternative creamers. Try them, see how you like them. But once you get off of it and get beyond that, you go, oh, wow, that was easier than what I thought. But people are very attached to dairy.
I can understand that because I remember I used to add sugar to my coffee and my tea. Like that was just the thing.
Yeah.
I grew up that way and that's how it was, right? So I couldn't imagine drinking coffee or tea without sugar. But I ran into a Chinese medicine professional and he said, oh my God, sugar is really bad for you. You really need to take that out of the things that you're doing every day, like your coffee and your tea. So I tried it. He said, just give it a week. Just give it a week. And I promise you're not going to believe it. Well, sure enough, if you gave me coffee or tea with sugar in it now, there is no way I would drink it. It is disgusting. It's so sweet.
Same here.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be the same with the milk.
I actually consider sugar the gateway drug.
Oh, I believe it.
Interesting thought, isn't it?
I believe it.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. People consume sugar orally, but where they're also consuming sugar is, and I see this all the time, people who have skincare lines, is they're making scrubs out of sugar. It's going to tear up. Do you know this is the largest organ? It absorbs 60+% within 5 minutes of what you put on it. Crazy. So what are you doing? You're contaminating your body, and it's eating through your organs. It's destroying your body.
Oh, I never thought about it like that, but you're right. The skin is our biggest organ.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what'd Karen say?
She said, what is your take on grains versus no grains?
Oh, good one.
Yes, grains do cause bloating. We'll say that for sure. They cause backup in the lymphatic. There's one grain I'm totally okay with consuming, and that's quinoa. It's really, really high in protein, and it doesn't seem to cause all those side effects, because a lot of grains also have gluten in it as well.
And I like quinoa. That it is
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
different.
And so, like, if you go out for Thai food or Chinese, or whenever we can return to a restaurant, just take a little container of quinoa in your person and just tell them no rice and add that to your dish. And it's going to be yummier than with rice.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I gotta try that. At home,
Mhm.
I love to cook stuff like that. Oh, if
One
you
of the
had,
things, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you had just one food that you could consume normally every day, what would that one food be?
Oh goodness, that is a toughie. You got to think about what you're consuming. Is it hydrating my body?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And the young coconuts, not those little hairy hard coconuts, but the young ones, that coconut meat is so nutritious for you, and it is so hydrating, the coconut water, that, if there was only one thing we could consume, that would be one I would highly consider. But that would be a hard choice for me because I do like food.
Well,
Yeah.
we all do, but I had never thought about coconut water. How do we find
Mhm.
those baby coconuts? I've never seen them.
Well, the coconuts actually are pretty pricey over here. Many, many years ago, a girlfriend and I, she and I went over to Thailand to meet up with some friends over there. We were on a little island called Koh Phangan, and we could just walk down to a little tiny market and get our coconuts, for like 30 cents. And we'd drink the water, and then they'd crack them open for us, and we'd scoop the meat out with some jackfruit or something like that. And I swear to God, we consumed so many coconuts and so much coconut water that we were like, looked a lot younger. I will tell you that for sure, because this was
Oh,
before 9/11. Okay. So there wasn't any restrictions. So what my girlfriend and I did, we went to the market the night before we were supposed to fly back to the States, and we got like 30 coconuts. We had our machetes. We'd learned how to crack them open, and we were making funnels with paper cups, and we were filling empty water bottles, and we loaded our carry-on suitcase with the coconut water, and we consumed coconut water all the way from Thailand back to the States. We had one bottle left that we gave to her husband because he picked us up at the airport and stuff. And I tell you, talk about being rejuvenated, hydrated, joints were working better. It's
wow.
definitely worth doing. But, to buy a large bottle of coconut water from Harmless Harvest, which is like the freshest, it's like $10 for a bottle, as opposed to these coconuts that would fill probably half that bottle, because the young coconuts usually have about 2 cups of coconut water in it, roughly.
Wow. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. I would like to stay on the hydration topic for a minute
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
have a friend who didn't realize he was dehydrated, and he walked outside. This was just a few days ago. He walked outside to take the garbage out and fell on the concrete and really smashed himself up.
Oh, wow.
And it was due to dehydration. Now he had to go to the hospital, which you don't want to do right now. You do not want to go to any hospitals, okay? And he felt terrible about it. And to find out it was because he was dehydrated. He didn't even know. So I'm glad you're talking about how we can hydrate. What are some of the other things we can do besides coconuts?
Well, the vitamin C obviously will help. Squeezing a lemon in a glass of water with a little apple cider vinegar will help. Aloe vera water will help. Any of the higher pH waters will help. Fresh juice, if you're squeezing orange juice or whatever, that's going to hydrate as well. A lot of people don't realize some water is very acidic, so it actually doesn't really absorb into our tissues.
Yeah.
Now,
And you,
I was told by one of my coaches that I should drink lemon water in the morning, like warm or even hot lemon water. Does that sound like something that you?
Yeah. I can forward y'all a recipe, and it's with fresh lemon and ginger, and it's actually an immune booster too. Cayenne and can't remember the other thing in it right now.
Turmeric.
Yeah, turmeric is actually really good too. And you can add it to the lemon and ginger, and it will definitely, the warm water, because one of the things they say is drink hot water or warm water twice a day, because they're saying right now with the corona, the throat gets congested. So if you're drinking hot water or with the lemon and ginger and turmeric and all that, you're going to keep this open.
Oh, that's a good reason to drink hot tea, or in this case, it probably tastes like tea, doesn't it?
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm drinking in my favorite cup.
Oh,
love surrounds me.
Marion designed that beautiful cup. Isn't it gorgeous?
Nice. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm drinking some tea. I forget the name of it. I think it's a black tea.
Okay.
But it's really good.
Awesome.
We got to start drinking our hot water, hot tea, hot porridge, whatever.
Every morning I drink the hot water with a little lemon juice in it.
Perfect. Beautiful. That's really good. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's just so much to cover. What's another important tip that people might like to know about during this time? Beth, please.
Goodness, there's make sure you get good sleep. The other thing, and I watched this with my husband. He had a very busy videography company doing a lot of sports, college sports, ESPN. He was in the middle of a merger with a big company. Guess what? Sports aren't happening. Sport disappears. A merger gets pushed away.
Right.
And so he was stressing for a couple days, and after a couple days, he can become like emotionally flat. And then after a couple days, I'm like, "Are you doing better, honey?" He says, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. This is going to pass." But then he broke out with the shingles.
Oh no.
Shingles is stress related, right? And I said, "Honey, that shingles, you've got to go to the doctor. You've got to get the antiviral." Even though I like to do things naturally, people can have a heart condition or shingles. They can have other things happen because of the stress level. So you need to make sure you have good sleep. I mean, get really some good sleep. All right. But know that there's other things that can happen because of the stress that people are under.
So do you suggest that we do meditation, or how could we reduce our stress?
Absolutely. I will tell you a really great meditation. I 100% love it. It's based on the prayer of St. Francis. And if you go on YouTube and you type in Stephen Coe, and that's Stephen with a PH, not a V, and Coe is C-O. And it's the Twin Heart Meditation. It's about 15, 17 minutes long. And if you'll do that every day, you will start to notice a massive improvement in your life, not just in how you feel, but in how you think. Because if we become super stressed, we become reactionary.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And agitated.
Yes, exactly. And so what this does is this cleans house on the chakras.
Oh.
And remember, everything starts in the energy field through a thought form before it concretizes into something physical.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a biggie.
It's all up here. It's all up here.
It is.
We're doing it to ourselves. We're not sleeping. We're not drinking. We're not hydrating. We're not moving our body.
Exercise.
Movement. I got you down. Believe me. I'm going to transcribe every word that you said. Okay.
All right.
Every word you said. We've got a question. And let's see here. Karen says, do you use any special moisturizers, plant-based, to keep the skin in shape?
Thank you so much, Karen, because I have a vegan, supercharged, plant-based skincare line on top of my consulting business.
Hey, Karen, good question.
Love. And I have all kinds of things. From one of my moisturizers I'm using right now, I have 3 different moisturizers, but one is a non-scented one that has niacinamide in it and some other vitamins and minerals. So every time you massage it into your body, it's like you're getting nutrition, and you can begin to see the difference in how you feel, your skin, everything.
So tell us the name of it again.
Now that particular moisturizer is called Circulate Now, but that part of my company that has the skincare line is called myhealthyskin.love. I have a Etsy store, and you can purchase it on my website as well.
Wow. And that's a
Yeah.
skin lotion, not just a face cream.
Right. Like I said, I have 3 different moisturizers. They all can be used on the face all the way to your feet. It doesn't matter.
My
Here's
Love.
the thing is my recipes came to me while I slept at night from the angels. So it doesn't matter your skin type,
Good.
because it works for everybody.
Love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love that, because so many creams and things on the market nowadays have chemicals in them, and who knows what all stuff they've put in them.
Mhm.
And this, you got the recipe from the angels. I love
I
it.
did. And I'll tell you, we women, especially from our décolleté to the top of our head, we can use up to 64 different products that have so many contaminants in it. They have carcinogenics in it. They mutate our hormones. And women also have a higher ratio of macular degeneration. You think about dyes, perms, makeups, deodorants. The list goes on and on.
Wow. Ooh, I can't wait to get back over there on your website. Wow. That's beautiful. Well, tell us something else. Marion, what's another question that we've missed? I know there's something.
Karen just typed in.
Oh,
She
okay.
wants to know if she recommends holding a specific crystal when you're in a meditation, like malachite, labradorite.
Malachite is what and labradorite. No, don't hold any crystals while you're meditating. Most people, I love crystals. I have a gazillion crystals. I do healings with crystals, but crystals have to be cleansed. And if they're not, if you go to work on somebody or you're holding a dirty crystal, it's like crystals need instructions so they can help you the most that they can possibly help you. All right.
Okay, little Crystal, what do you need today?
Right. No, it's like, Crystal, this is what you're going to do for me. And you direct it. So do not put a crystal under your chair. Do not put a crystal under your bed.
How do you clean them then?
There's a myriad of ways. With my crystals that are small enough, I put them in salt water in the sun for a few hours. The things that are bigger, I will spray them with a blend that I make that also has salt in it, because I have some really big ones that it's just not going to happen on putting them in a bowl of salt water. And so that's what I do with them. I do have crystal sprays as well that'll also work as a disinfectant and cleanse, your hand.
A little pause here.
Yes, ma'am.
Mary, Karen, and anybody else who is in the audience, could you let us know if you're having any trouble hearing us? One of our other people that are in the audience said that her sound is going in and out for the last 15 minutes. So I just want to hear. I just don't know if it's her or if it's us. So let us know, would you please, if you can hear us okay. I want to remind everybody while we're breaking here a little bit that we are live every Tuesday night at 7:00 Central Time. And it's called Wisdom Chats for the Curious, because you know what? We're just curious about so many things. Right now, we're curious about how to stay healthy, how to keep our immune system up, how to keep our all the things that we talked about today, reducing stress, and how do we sleep, and how do we get good restful sleep, and movement, and moving our lymph nodes, and all the different things that are going to help us stay healthy and keep this, bad stuff away from us. We're really bringing you the information that you're looking for. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments, anywhere that you can find us. We'd be happy to answer anything. Oh, and Peggy is in Peggy is in our audience. She
Hi,
said,
Peggy.
in the beginning, I had a problem finding the live event. Oh, once I found it, I haven't had any problems. So she says she can hear us just fine.
Oh,
So I'm not sure, Christy, what's up with your sound. I'm sorry.
sorry. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so we did talk about pain in your shoulder. We talked about foggy brain. We talked about all that. So if you missed us in the beginning, you should go back and watch the replay because we did cover that in the very beginning.
And it's all under Natural Curiosity, both on Facebook and YouTube and the podcast. And on the YouTube, you may need to type in Marion LaSalle. Natural Curiosity, and all the replays are there from all of our shows, but you're going to want to come back to this one. I'm going back to this one.
Me too. So I'm really glad that we're able to introduce you to Beth. And guess what? You're going to be able to meet her in person because she's going to be at the Wellness Expo. Now, Lady Lou and I have plans to go to Dallas to do the expo there. And then we're also going to be in the Houston Wellness Expo because guess what? We're interviewing people right there in the event. So not only are we bringing you all the great and wonderful people that are going to be there, but we're also going to be at the event. So come out and see us and meet all the great people that are going to be there.
Oh, it's going to be such fun. And I just wanted to remind the audience that when you go to YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. There's a big red button over there on the right side. Ring that little bell next to it. And that way you will be notified when our shows are on live. They'll send you a little notification in your email. And even on Facebook, there's a little notification button when you join the Natural Curiosity group on Facebook. Do join that group so you get all the news, because Marion posts those things on there either that day or the night before sometimes, so you'll know what's coming up and then you'll be ready for the live show. We love you.
Yes. Oh, Karen wants to know if you have a podcast or anything on your website.
I have a blog and I also have a YouTube channel.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There you go, Karen. She's got a YouTube channel. I'm trying to talk Karen into doing that as well. She is a fantastic cook and she just loves what they have a book club. Sorry, I'm telling out of school. They have a book club that's met for the last 20 or so years. And whatever book they're reading, they do the recipes that are talked about or the area that the book is all about. So they're creating the recipes all over the world from these books they're reading. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
That's
I love
fun.
it.
That's awesome.
That's creativity at its best. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Our time is flying away again.
Oh, we still have about 3 minutes.
Right.
But I'm so appreciative to y'all. You guys really are going all out to help educate people. And that's really super awesome. Thank you.
We love doing it. And if anybody out there says, I would like to be on the show with those ladies, those crazy ladies, we'd love to have you.
Speak for yourself.
So what's one more tip that you might have for us, Beth, on staying healthy and vibrant and whatever else that we need?
Let's see. There's so many good things.
I know. We're going to have you back.
Yes.
The one thing I will mention, if you have a diffuser, use your oil diffuser right now, especially while you're sleeping at night, to help keep your lungs clear and your throat clear. You can use with lavender and tea tree or Cajeput or thieves.
I just happen to have one right here.
Woohoo! Yeah, I love diffusers. And they help us to stay calm.
I have all these wonderful essential oils that someone gave me.
Oh, super sweet.
Well, here's a thing that a lot of folks may not know, and I'm very careful about this because I'm a cat lover. Sometimes diffusers are not good for small animals, in particular cats. Their lungs are very tiny, and it's very difficult. And I've heard of people actually killing their pet without realizing it. It was the diffuser. So be very careful.
That is true. It depends on the oil, especially peppermints. All the mints, it's not good for any children under the age. They say 2, but then some people say 5. So I would keep peppermint away from cats. Tea tree doesn't seem to cause the problems that the mints do.
Okay, I'm
know,
glad to know
yeah.
that.
And if you're using really high grade therapeutic oils, it doesn't have a bunch of gunk in it either that people would like breathe into their lungs.
Right.
So,
Right.
but that's good to know because, animals, cats more so than dogs. My dog's totally used to, the oils.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, mama, let's go.
Where is it?
I
That's
smell it. Thank you
Aw.
for joining us tonight. This has been the
Thank
Wisdom
you.
Chats for the Curious, and
You
our guest
both,
has been
ladies.
Thank
Beth
you.
Carpenter. And I want you to reach out to Beth. And if you didn't notice, I put her website down below, and so that you can get a hold of her. So if you need to go back and replay this, which I think all of us are going to, you gave us so much good information. Don't forget, I'm going to make sure that she gives me all the information that she's shared with us tonight, and I'll put it down in the description below. Thanks again for joining us.
Aw.
Lady Lou, Beth, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Beth. Thank
Hi,
you so
everybody.
much. We'll have you back, I promise.
Thank you,
night.
ladies. Good night.
Thank you. We love everyone. Thanks for showing